Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got some great news. I'm super excited. Passed my eJPT today. Super excited. Yeah, so I wanted to, like I said, come and give my unique experience when it comes to this exam. A lot of people posted on YouTube about this exam. A lot of them, from my experience, came from a red team background, a penetration testing background. Some people even had like the OSCP and they came back and took the eJPT, which was quite interesting to me, but nevertheless they did. And then they came and they gave their unique experience, and they were saying that, hey, if you came from no, if that this cert is for somebody that's new to cybersecurity and wants to get into pen testing. I disagree. I think it's good for somebody who has some cybersecurity networking experience, even system administration, and wants to get into red team or penetration testing. That's where I wanted to correct it. I think somebody who is brand new to cybersecurity, has no experience at all, is going to kind of struggle with this, especially the exam that doesn't have like a solutions document with it when it comes to the labs. Um, so I just wanted to kind of say that from my perspective. As you can see here, I started about a month ago, almost a month ago, and yeah, I mean, I'm somebody that has a full time job, that has kids, a wife, so I kind of took my time with it. I think that if you really focus and buckle down, if you're single, I think you could get all through all the material in like 2 weeks, which is good. It's like I said, I feel like it's not the way I like to learn though, but I still found it manageable because they do slide deck you to death, but at the same time they give you a video to sum it up, and at the end of it they give you a the Hera lab that kind of ties it all together. I'm the type of person that if I don't hands on do it, it doesn't register for me. So the fact that I had access to those Hera labs was definitely the key for me, and it definitely helped me out in the end. Speaking of that, I went with the Edition. I just think Elite Edition. I mean, so many people that gave this review, they went through what you get and all that stuff. So I really don't want to go through that. But the Elite Edition just makes the most sense for the simple fact that it's only $100 more than the full, and you get so much more. Like you get a voucher that doesn't expire, and you get 3 retakes if you fail, and you get access to the black box testing labs, which are great, and you get double the amount of hours to the labs, even if you want to go back and just practice and just freshen up on some of your skills. Um, I mean, I didn't get to 30 hours, but I got pretty close to it. So, I mean, just for the $100 for those things alone, it just makes so much sense just to get the elite version. So, I would definitely recommend that. So, I want to kind of talk about the pros and the cost. So, I talked about the price. I think the price for what it is that you're getting is uncomparable to anything that I've seen. I have some sand certs, and sand certs can go all the way up to $7,000, $8,000, and a lot of the things that Learn Security has is this kind of the same thing that sand has as well, but it's just significantly cheaper, and it just makes it so much more attractive because of that, because the price point is a small fraction of what you would be paying for for a sans certification, you know what I mean? And I can't even compare the material is just so good. Like it breaks everything down, from networking to the tools to the techniques to the type of attacks to um, how they execute the attacks, what exploits are they taking advantage of, and things like that. So it's just it's just a really good course. The way that they lay it out is great. And I wanted to say again, it's not my preferred method. I like videos where a instructor gives his unique perspective in video is more engaging for me versus reading a slide. But I still think it was great the way that they did it, where you had this slide, you had the video that sums it up, and then you have the lab. So it was still manageable for someone like me. But and you can go at your own pace, no rush, whatever. So it's great. Um, Again, another pro are the labs. The labs are just awesome. Like like I said, if I don't get my hands dirty and entering command, if I'm not on the command line, like I'm just like it wasn't even a training for me. But for the fact for every single topic, they made it a point to have you do a lab is great, and especially because it kind of gets you the experience, even if you like it or not. It's not mandated, but at the it to do the exam, but at the same time, it gives you the option to do it, and you would be a fool not to be honest. Um, the black box black box labs, those are great as well, and those help you with everything that you need to do, which is it just gives you more experience on the command line, which is great as well. Um, the thing that I just said as a pro, I have to say it as a con as well. I'm the type of person that I'm about quality. I would pay top dollar for quality as long as I'm getting that, right? As long as I'm guaranteed of getting quality, I will pay for that. I'm feeling that it's a little bit lacking with eLearn security. I can only talk about the eJPT because it's the only cert of eLearn security that I have, but I definitely feel like the lab experience that I had with eLearn security for this particular cert was a little bit lackluster. I feel like certain things weren't working the way that they were supposed to. When I went through the solutions aspect of things, let's say if I got stuck, if I went through the solutions, the intended solution sometimes wouldn't work. Sometimes they wouldn't tell you that you have to run this command as root. So you will be running the command that they run, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't even give you an error message that says, "Hey, you have to be root to do this." Like it just wouldn't work, and then you will be wondering why you're not getting the output that they're getting. So some things you will have to figure out. They did say, oh, they used the forum as like a selling point. Oh, you have access to the forum where people can talk to each other and things like that. A lot of the times when I posted in the forum, people didn't even respond. They said that the people teaching the course are in those forums, but they do not respond. And if they do respond, they don't respond on time. Like if you are in front of your computer at like 8 o'clock at night and you're going through these labs, and they respond to you the next day at like 9 a.m., like like it doesn't help you. So I didn't really like that. My experience with Sans, they had a Slack channel and they were very responsive. If you put in a question, they responded instantly. The VMs never crashed. The way that they intended for these things to work, the commands that they said you should enter, anytime that you enter those commands, they were identical. Another issue that I had is that um, they don't update their material as the software updates. Like for example, my material that I was going through, it was based off of Kali Linux, the 2017 distribution, but they don't tell you that that's the distribution that you need to download in order to use the course. So I downloaded 2020, the most recent version. Why not, right? but a lot of the tools in there, they're updated as well. So like the GUI interface wouldn't be aligned with what they show as the solution. Also, um, some of the features are no longer available with the free version of certain tools that they expect you to use as a solution back in 2017. So they don't update their material. But what I'm saying is, I feel like it's because of the price point, because it's not worth the price that they're charging. If they were charging more, then they would kind of be held to a standard of upgrading their actual material. But that's not the case. That's not what we're getting here. We're getting, hey, we're going to give you the lowest price possible, but don't expect much updates to come from it. I would rather not. I would rather, hey, it's $4.99 now. This is just me, but hey, don't crucify me. I'm just giving my opinion. I would rather it be $1,000 and know that everything is lining up right and not being kind of buggy or iffy or questionable in certain areas. Like they put bandages over things instead of actually fixing certain problems on their, VMs and things like that. Like I would rather that than what I dealt with kind of going through this experience. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, ultimately, that's the main thing that sometimes I just felt the cheapness. Um, so to, so that's pretty much the only con that I have. As far as the exam, I thought the exam was great. I thought it was, I just was in like I started the exam yesterday at like 6 p.m. or something like that, and then I just, was up until like 2 a.m. and I didn't even know it because it was so fun. You hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's so fun. This is the most fun I ever had taking an exam." I can agree with that. It was like exhilarating. That's one thing I like about pen testing. The thought that has to go into it in order to, exploit a vulnerability or to get access to a system and to actually root it. It's actually quite exhilarating, and I enjoyed it. I really did. Um, so one thing I can say is everything is free game within the material that they give you. The question comes, hey, is only the thing that they covered within the material all that is on the exam? I can say the answer to that is yes. I didn't have to go anywhere outside of the material in order to pass this exam. Um, I think that at the end of the day, um, you have to be comfortable with everything that is taught. Don't think that the way the Hera labs turned out, that every single scenario is going to follow that same blueprint, because that's not the case. And you're going to get into like a rabbit hole of continuing to try the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, because that definitely happened to me. I was like, dang, I'm doing this the way that that I remember it should be done, but I'm still not getting access. Don't go down that rabbit hole because you're going to waste a lot of time. Always try to do different things. There's a saying that says there's multiple ways to skin a cat. That definitely applies here. See if you can use a different tool that does that same thing, and you might get the result that you're looking for. Um, I think that is pretty much it. I don't really like long videos. This is already becoming one, so I think I'm gonna cut it there. But eJPT, great course, great exam. If you're on a budget, I think it's the way to go to start getting experience in Red Team. And they also have advanced certs after that. I want to go and do some research on these additional certs or more advanced penetration testing certs with eLearn Security and see what it is that they're saying in terms of the quality. If anybody has issues like I had with the eJPT, If I find that that's the case, I don't think I'm going to pursue any more red test, red pen testing uh, certs with eLearn Security. I think I'm going to just call it quits here because, like I said, I'm more about quality than anything else. But those people who just looking for a cheap way to get the experience and can kind of ignore those minor quality issues that I was talking about, eJPT is the way to go. I hope you guys like this. If you like it, comment. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. I'm always going to respond. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Signing out. Until next time.